I'm here. I'm here. I just had to run last minute to the fan, the ceiling fan control, and turn it up a little bit because it's hot. It's hot. It's still warm out there. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your awesome comments, ideas, thoughts, and suggestions about what's going on. We look at your countdowns, like Ramona is arriving in 3 days. How exciting. I always get so nervous, good nervous, when I'm about to travel somewhere. So I hope that your preparations are taking place successfully and that you will have a wonderful wonderful trip. That's what I'm saying. A wonderful traveling experience. That's what I'm trying to say. So it is a pleasure to see you as always, and today is no exception. It is Thursday, October 27, all day long, and we have important news to share with you today. Some news have to do with flu shots, other news have to do with SEAPAL, other news have to do with Day of the Dead, which is right around the corner, along with Halloween, and how those two traditions get increasingly mixed up. And there are good sides to that, and I think there are not so good sides to that, but it is what it is. So let's see, what are we missing? We have not told you to kindly add a cue to your comment, such as Chris has done, so that we can make sure that we are all your fans. Oh, Chris, I am your fan too. When you have something really important to say, it really helps if you add a capital letter Q so that we can find your comment during the comment section. And of course, if you are joining us for the first time live, please let us know so we can wish you a nice welcome. You can do that by adding the word new to your comment, and that way we will give you a nice little cheerful welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, we still love you very much. We don't have any commenting on YouTube or live experience, but we love you nonetheless and appreciate all your thumbs up and your subscriptions as well. So I think we're ready. Okay, so health officials have announced a joint vaccination campaign. This will take place at La Lija this Saturday. And by joint, I don't mean get high and get a prick. That deserves one of these. Pediatric COVID-19 vaccines will be available for children ages 5 to 11, along with flu shots for adults. Again, this will be at La Lija this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., although the information is somewhat disconcerting because the article that we are quoting here says it will be Saturday, but the official flyer is included in the article and it says that it will be tomorrow. So, you gotta love freedom of press, where the press feels entitled to make mistakes like as basic as the date of something. Then again, I made such a mistake yesterday, and I will correct my mistake later on in the program. Yesterday, we mentioned a city council member reminding us that certain activities that commonly take place along the Malecón and the main plaza on an ordinary basis are actually not contemplated by law. Today, we learn that Mayor Michel is actually trying to introduce a change in municipal law that would make it even easier for the city to bend the rules and nearby businesses are concerned. I don't spend much time in that part of the city in the evening, but apparently there are now vendors set up in the main plaza as frequently as 4 nights a week. And this represents losses for nearby businesses. I know that if I was a restaurant in that part of the city and all of a sudden a food vendor was allowed to be in the park, I would be pissed because that would take away from my earnings. I know that some of you might argue, well, it is so charming to see all the booths and so forth and so on. Well, it is. But unfortunately, these decisions that are less than transparent do have their consequences. There is also, unfortunately, increased tension between reglamentos or permits inspectors and unauthorized beach vendors. These beach vendors don't necessarily comply when approached and asked to show their credentials, and they are now getting ugly. A similar situation takes place when inspectors try to remove people that are begging at intersections. So they are asking the city for increased security as they are doing their job at the risk of violent confrontations, both verbal and physical. And this seems to be happening more and more and more as we move forward. And of course, the winter season is coming. What can we do when we encounter such a situation? Well, I have a few suggestions that may be harsh to some, but I'll put them out there anyway. If you see somebody begging, do not give money to a beggar. If you are at an intersection and somebody's juggling, do not give to the jugglers. If somebody tries to clean your windshield wiper, do not give to those people. Does that sound harsh? I'm sorry, but these people are not working lawfully, and there are institutions in place that can and should take care of them. But every time we engage in these kinds of situations, we are simply making them happen more and more. If you find yourself at the beach and you have an encounter with a beach vendor and you don't want to buy, simply say no gracias, but also do not engage because you don't know when a beach vendor is going to get ugly. Best thing to do with these kinds of situations, whether it is somebody that is selling chingaderas at an intersection, somebody that fell asleep at your popular sidewalk after begging, or somebody that is on the beach and you question their permits, call 911 and do not engage. Moving right along, SEAPAL, our waterworks company, has a new director, and his name is Jorge Alberto Castillo. He's originally from Puerto Vallarta. He is an accountant with over 10 years of management experience in the private sector and has previously served in the current administration as subdirector of the traffic department. So from traffic to water, let's see how that goes. And of course, there is no update on the murder of former SEAPAL director Salvador Llamas, but we do have a weather update. That cloud looks like the flying spaghetti monster. I love it. Whatever. 24 degrees right now. Humidity is again at 100%. What the fuck? I mean, what's going on with humidity these days? And where is our bird to be able to... here we go. This is our reaction to snarky weather. Yeah, what the fuck with that humidity? Oh, and Fahrenheit, 75 degrees. I forget that there's some of you that love your Fahrenheits. Our weather forecast for today, what the fuck? Our weather forecast for today, humid and partly cloudy with a high of 29, a low of 20. Friday, tomorrow, it's going to be humid throughout the day with a high of 30 and a low of 20. And Saturday, humid throughout the day with a high of 30 and a low of 20. There you go. And now, what is next? What is next on the queue? Yes, let's switch over to this and let's push this button. Day of the Dead is not until November 1st and 2nd, but of course, the city kickstarts related activities today with a variety of festivities and presentations featuring mostly local artists. Here is the very user friendly poster that the city has revealed. And I'm going to zoom in to today's activities so you can see that according to the poster, all activities start at 7:30 p.m. and these things that I'm going to mention are happening right on the Malecon starting at 7:30 p.m. It all starts with oh, I know it's a pet peeve, but the first act is a saxophone player. And it has been billed as a saxophone player, saxofonista, for the past week. At the beginning, I had high hopes that the city would actually honor the musician by revealing the saxophone player's name, and so that this person can actually add that to their curriculum and say, well, I played at this activity. But you can enjoy a nameless saxophone player right at 7:30. There's going to be an inauguration of the festival. There's going to be the lighting of the ginormous Guinness record Katrina, and there's going to be a musical group called Grupo Uno. What do we know about this musical group and why should you be compelled to attend? We know absolutely nothing, but this is the way it's done here. What can I tell you? I did spot some amazing photos on Facebook yesterday posted by the city showing just how freaking large the Guinness World Record Katrina is. But do we know where she came from? Do we know what role she plays in understanding Day of the Dead? How about this? And yes, 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 that will be our Day of the Dead special presentation tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have absolutely no news. Tomorrow it's all about the tradition, the history of Day of the Dead, where it came from, how it has evolved through the years, what are the principal elements of it, and what do they mean. I mean, the intention here is that you go out and if you're going to go Day of the Deady on me, at least know exactly what you're getting yourself into. I mean, it's the difference between just putting skull makeup in your face for the sake of it, which is fine. You can dive into the pool as to the shallow end of the pool, or you can dive into the deep end of the Day of the Dead pool by at least having some prior knowledge as to the what it means. And yes, you can watch Coco, and Coco is cute, but we decided to take a dive into the deep end of the pool. You will enjoy that tomorrow morning at 10:30, our usual broadcast time. And while we're talking Day of the Dead, let us also remember that Day of the Dead event, this Day of the Dead event that will take place at Arte Vallarta Museum. And this will be on tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. There will be art, altars, food, refreshments, music, and tacos, which sounds yummy. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the most colorful, artful events you can expect to attend in the city. other than wandering around the malecon and looking at the actual um, altars and so forth and so on. I have seen previous versions of Arte Vallarta's Day of the Dead events, and this is one that I would definitely not miss if this experience, the Day of the Dead experience, is new to you. And of course, yesterday I fucked up the date for the upcoming Day of the Dead edition of the Hecho a Mano Arts and Crafts Expo, which will actually take place on Sunday. Here you can shop for all kinds of awesome arts and crafts products created by local artists. And this is a traveling expo. The next edition, the one that is taking place on Sunday from 2 to 9, will take place at El Patio in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. And for those of you that are out and about in the Marina Vallarta area, please remember that today is the first edition of the Marina Vallarta Market of the season. This is an afternoon and evening market. I forget the exact time it starts, but that may be listed here in this news item. Yes, it starts at 6 p.m., and you can see more information about this on the actual invitation, which you will get as part of your show notes. Now, Saturday, one could easily or theoretically take the bus to Guadalajara right after the broadcast and still make it to Guadalajara on time for their Day of the Dead parade. Unfortunately, that's not what we are going to do. But if you happen to find yourselves in Guadalajara this weekend, well, they will have their big parade on Saturday. And if I was there, I would not want to miss it. With that said, let's dive into our comments. Let's see what we have. As always, a lot of good mornings. Linda, good morning all. Finally arrived. Hello from El Centro. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Kimberly is in Dallas. Hello, Kimberly. Let's see what else we have. Many good mornings, which we very much appreciate. Raymond, I went to visit your former bakery yesterday, and it's getting a lot of TLC, and you're going to be so proud of all the care that Bill is taking to preserve the legacy of what you were a chapter of. And yesterday, I found a very interesting fact. You know, of course, Artisan Bakery sells, they sell bread, but they sell that kind of bread. Wheat? No, it's not wheat. What do you call the bread that needs a starter? I don't remember. But the starter that is in operation at Artisan Bakery came from San Francisco like years ago. So they've been feeding this mixture of yeast and God knows what other chingaderas to have like bread from this starter, which came from elsewhere. How fascinating bread making is. Something I know absolutely nothing about, including the name of the bread, as you can see. Let's see. Oh, don't be nervous, Ramona. Be excited. No nervous. Yes, excited. Let's see. More hellos, more good mornings. Christy, you're almost here. Oh, and Christy sent me yet another beautiful video of her critters. I will bring that up to the broadcast sometime in the near future. Let's see. I see welcomes, but we are welcoming Jean. Where is... Oh, there you go. Jean Lara is new. Hello, Jean. Wherever you are, I hope you get something good out of spending time with us today. That's the general idea. La li la li. La li la li la la. Those of us heading into winter are already counting the days. It's always a long winter when you are waiting to travel. Yes, absolutely. Marie says, a number of us are finding it very difficult to find out what time the Day of the Dead parade starts and information on the route. I've searched everywhere with no luck. Help anyone. Oh, Marie, I am laughing not at you. I am laughing with you. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the city is this way. It's okay. Can I unleash? Can I just totally unleash and tell you that it ever since I got here, it's been an ongoing frustration for me that event organizers, particularly those that have to do with the city, are sketchy, inaccurate, completely mindless of the population. I mean, I can't understand how the Institute of Culture can say, "Oh, we're here to promote local art and blah 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 blah," and yet they cannot find the name of a fucking saxophone player. I'm sorry, I shouldn't get all worked up about this, Marie. All I can tell you is that from where I sit, we are committed to sharing as much information as we find in the most accurate way possible. And if anybody else has heard anything else that would be useful to us, please, by all means, share them. But I totally hear you, Marie. You are in my thoughts. There are medications out there for those kinds of situations. Ay, 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 ay. My problem is door-to-door beggars, especially those with a child in tow. Don't give in. Don't give in. And I know that I sound like an awful bitch. I don't care. It just makes the problem worse. Couldn't vendors be required to display permits to alleviate any transgressions? Yes, they are required. The problem is when Reglamentos goes out to them and says, "Well, can I see your permit?" And they get ugly. So there you have it. How many bodyguards will the new SEAPAL director get? How many people does it take to turn the cacahuater off? I have no idea, Dave. It's all the way it is. Is there another person that is new? Is there a Grant that is new? Where is Grant? Because I see welcome Grant. Let's see. I don't see the comment. It's probably there. There's so many of them, but welcome Grant. Dinga 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 dinga. Do. Tomorrow will be great, says Kathleen. I certainly hope so. I think I got a little somber in my research, but you know, we have to go there to appreciate why we're doing it. I mean, let's see. Oh, what a cute photo. Alex and Steve, look at you. Hello from Emiliano Zapata. Lucy, I love you. I love Lucy. She is the creator of Hecho a Mano PV. I regret that I was in such a bad space last time you guys had an event. I just had to go in and run out. I was not well, but I am now out of it. There you go. Sourdough. Thank you. Thank you. You know, when you're a pothead, all of a sudden all these words escape you. And you know the words. You've tried the bread, but yes, sourdough. Thank you, guys. If I had $100 for every person that said sourdough, I would not have missed the Wynton Marsalis concert in Guadalajara. Oh, good Lord. Look at all those sourdoughs. My goodness. Thank you. Thank you. And there's my personal hero, my personal hero, Joshua, who makes those amazing tie-dye shirts. I love it. And here is Todd. Now, Todd, as you know, is in the mission of turning us all into television zombies because he provides all the hardware required for you to have access to more channels than God. And I am grateful because Todd is a good friend and also a contributor to Coffee and Headlines. And he has given me his magic to test. I have his technology on my television behind me. There it is. And I am making time to sit down in front of a television and watch television with commercials from the United States. How innovative is that? So if you need to have more television channels than God at your disposal, Todd Friedman is your man. Let's see what else we have. We miss your funny comments and spirit. Well, I miss your funny comments and spirit, Luisa, and I miss your giggles. Absolutely. Uh, just arrived for the vacay travel gate takeover of Hilton Riviera, October 29 to November 5. 800 fabulous gays. That's scary, Scott. How do you know for a fact that all 800 gays are fabulous? Just wondering. Some of us are fabulous, some of us are not, and but to be in a room with 800 fabulous gays just sounds absolutely frightening to me. But that's just my lack of being able to handle large groups of people. So I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Let's see. Gonna watch the Katrina show mañana with a Day of the Dead bread and cafecito. Awesome. Too funny on the pothead referral. For me, never sure if it's old age or that. Oh, honey, for me, I know that it's my pothead brain. And if it's not, it's an excuse that I love to use. What can I tell you? I think, oh my goodness, we are. Oh, there's another new. Mingo Lara. Mingo Lara. Hello, Mingo. New. Buenos días desde Las Gaviotas. It's great to see you. He calls me Francisco, which is my actual name. He calls me Kiko, which some people call people by my name, by that nickname. And of course, Paco is the standard nickname for Francisco. The Hard Rock is being taken over by the Olivia Group next week. Good thing that I know what the Olivia Group is. It's not a band. It's a traveling group that caters to lesbians. So I love it. I love it. I love when we know that the gay cruise is in town or the lesbian cruise is in town, because you see all these people walking behind one another as little gay and lesbian lemmings, which is actually quite fun. Anyhow, that brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I hope you had fun, you were amused, you were connected, inspired, or otherwise entertained. If that was the case, please remember that we are here thanks to you. Consider a subscription, consider buying us some coffee. Luna appreciates it. And consider staying in touch. Come back tomorrow for a nice little deep dive into Day of the Dead. Have a good one. And where is my... Oh, I moved my exit button to a different place. There it is. Okay, now I am leaving.